Well, hello there, YouTube family. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. I go by the nickname Ginger, and we start with a hug as we go into this Mother's Day weekend. So come on here. There will be a weekend version. It has pictures and all of that good stuff. I have a young woman who puts it all together, LaShawna Simon, so make sure that you look out for that. There's a lot of things to talk about today. We're going to start with Chris Brown, the pop sensation. It's been reported that at his parties, and he's been having a lot of parties, that if you're dark-skinned or a dark-skinned woman, he doesn't want you at the parties. Oh, you could show up with your light-skinned girlfriend, your white girlfriends, but apparently if you're darker skinned, he asked you to leave the party. Now, we're going to give Chris Brown the benefit of the doubt that he will respond to these charges, that it's not true. I hope that he does not ignore it. I hope that he does. It's really a shame that in 2021 that colorism still exists, and it does. Colorism still exists. And it's sad, and it's a shame, and you're like, really? But it goes back to slavery, you know, where black people were separated. If you were light-skinned, you get to work in the house. If you were dark-skinned, you get to work in the field. Colorism still goes on through the ages, and this is, we're all different shades. We're just like this rainbow of brownness that goes from light to dark. But colorism, I hope that Chris Brown does address that. For all you fans that were disappointed that the FX channel got rid of Pose, or getting rid of Pose, get ready for the Pose movie. I'm hearing that Verdine White from Earth, Wind & Fire is going to do the musical score, and it's going to feature the cast from the TV show. I haven't had a chance to see it. I'm going to do it this weekend. Have you had a chance to check out the show on HBO Max, Legendary? It's all about Vogue and the ballroom dancing, all that. I cannot wait to see it. Okay, this is the weekend for Versus. Who you got? You got SWV? You got Escape. Let's enjoy these Verses while we can, because with the world opening up, groups are getting back out. Versus was created during the pandemic, but now that the world is opening up. So I don't know how many more they'll have, but it'll be a showcase of the two groups. I love SWV, but I'm really going to enjoy it. Saturday night, 8 o'clock, everybody. Best way to watch it, because I know they're going to move it to YouTube, but the Versus TV, VERZUZ TV, on the gram. Now, Tiny and T.I., a lot of people are, because you know they're in trouble with these things they've been doing with their private life. Tiny's going to be there, but her friends are talking about who did the recruiting for these women. It's a mess, and I just really don't see Tiny, or especially T.I.'s career, really rebounding, because he's already started losing gigs. I've got news on Mike Epps. Get ready next Wednesday, everybody, for Meet the Upshaws. It's a comedy show. He's a middle-class man trying to do right. There's his wife, Kim Fields, his annoying sister-in-law, Wanda Sykes. There's the baby mamas, you know, with the blended family and the kids. It looks funny. It's coming to Netflix. It starts next week. This is a show that Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes, they are the executive producers. I am hearing that Meet the Blacks is coming. The House Next Door, a horror film. This is actually Meet the Blacks Part 2. It's about the neighbor of hell, from hell. Who's the neighbor from hell? It's Cat Williams. So Mike Epps, Cat Williams, joined in the cast of Michael Blackson, Little Duval, Gary Owens, Rick Ross, Snoop Dogg. It's coming out in theaters on June the 11th. Okay, The Bachelor. One of the reasons why I have a problem with Bachelor, it's just, to me, it's just such a phony show. There's another man who is going to come out of The Bachelor who won, who's gay. See, people are signing up for these shows because they want the notoriety, they want the money, they want the magazine covers. But if you are not honest in your heart about the women that you are romancing, why do you do it? Because people want that clout, that money, that TV exposure. Don't do that. They say this guy can't come out until next year because it's in his contract and he can't say nothing. But the producers knew, they knew he was gay and was not into women, but he just went along to get along. But he can't come out until next year. The producers of The Bachelor, y'all got to do better. You got to do better. You got to do better. Don't use these women. Don't use these women like this. You know, you get women, they fall in love. And I know it's all for TV and all for show, but don't do that. And I just think whoever you are, you should live in your truth. If you are bisexual, say you're bisexual. If you're gay, just say you're gay. Just be, if you don't date people outside of your race, or you do, be who you are. You're going to live in your truth. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to go around here hurting people. Lily Singh, her show, a little later on NBC, is ending. She's so good on YouTube and was this huge YouTube star, but for some reason, what she did on YouTube did not translate well. And on NBC, even though the show came on darn near in the middle of the night, it just didn't do well in the ratings, and she assigned a deal to do some other things, so that show's not happening. So what is happening for Mother's Day? You got Dionne Warwick doing 2 shows. Go to DionneWarwick.com. Patti LaBelle, Johnny Gill, Sunday night, BET, DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic. You've got Pastor Shirley Caesar. She's doing a big Facebook thing. So there are all kind of things that are taking place for Mother's Day weekend. In a recent interview, Posh Spice said that the Spice Girls inspired Beyonce. When? I think Selena did, and it's told in the Netflix documentary Selena, because in that Houston area, Tejana singers still huge. I'm sure they had a big influence on the Beyonce, but the Spice Girls, I was just like, but she said that Spice Girls. Sometimes you got to laugh because things are what? They are just funny. On Monday, I will probably come into here to the studio with a I survived the teen years. My son turns 20 this weekend. When he was born, he only weighed 3 pounds. He was premature, and now he's taller than me. And the teenage years were funny. Some parents really go through it. I just can't stand the teenage mouth, where I often had to say the famous mommy line, "Look, I'm not one of your little friends." That's one of those classic mommy lines. We're going into Mother's Day weekend to the moms. Hope it is a great day for you. It's a special prayer of comfort for those who may have lost a child. Because even though you may have lost a child, it doesn't mean that you stop being a mom. For Mother's Day, for many, because they've lost a mom, particularly if it just happened within the past year, it can be very hard. She lives here in your heart. We send prayers of comfort that this day will not be agonizing, and that you can think about the loving memories and what you may pass on to your kids. It's never easy, those first Mother's Days without your mom. And then, you know, also to people who don't have a great relationship with their moms. And that's why you got the mom figures and the aunties and the grandmoms and women who step up to the plate to fill that void. All in all, I hope that it is a great weekend and you find some way to look in the blessing of the day. If you are lucky enough to still have your mom, cherish her, love her, hug her, hold her, because it's these days that will get you through when they're no longer here, and you'll remember, and those memories will fill your heart. Yes, I'm schizophrenic. I go from one end to another, and I still got something else to do for Instagram, so no, I can't start crying. But have a great weekend. I'm going to come in here Monday. I survived the teen years. Child, all I can say is that teenagers are funny. You got to be like, hold on tight, because the teenage years can be something else. Have a great weekend, everybody. Look out for the weekend edition because it's coming. But thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys. You can leave a comment, going through all the comments, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when a new video is on the horizon. Have a great weekend, everybody, and happy Mother's Day.